Hi students, today we are here with an interesting chapter, interesting poem. Report of an unjudged case. Report of an unjudged case. Before entering to this poem, we will try to understand the title of the poem. Also, I will introduce about our author William Cowper. First of all, let me speak about our author, William Cowper. William Cowper was a poet who qualified as a lawyer. His legal career was interrupted by an attack of madness. When he recovered his mental health, he retired to the country where he lived a quiet life. You see that actually he was a lawyer, but something happened for him and he has got a kind of madness and his health was very weak. After recovering and coming back to his health, he went back to his country and lived quietly, peacefully rest of his life. He wrote the famous hymns, Hark My Soul. It is Lord and God moves in a mysterious way. His admirable letters show his gentle and human personality. He wrote poetry in a simple and gentle style. When we go through his poetry, we can understand that it's a very perfect poetry and it's a very simple language he has used and anybody can understand. Also, it is related to our life. Now we will come to the title of the poem. Title of the poem. You see that is the title itself giving a kind of curiosity for us. Report of an unjudged case. Report of an unjudged case. The title Report of an Unjudged Case says that justice is not done in the court of law. The lawyers have no character. They speak in favor of both the rival parties with similar zeal. They are hired to fight false cases. They do not feel shy even if they lose cases. They cannot be relied on. They charge money from both the rival parties. They befool the client with only words and rob them of their hard earned money. They give vague argument. The judge also give random justice. You see that these lawyers, they are only arguing and fighting for the money which they have hardly earned. That is what the title is giving the explanation about the poem. Now we will be coming to the language which he has used. Here in this poem, Cowper has used the language and background of the cartoon. He decides to provide humorous effects in this poem. We can understand that the humorous effects which he has given in this poem. The nose and the eyes are the rival parties. Here you see that how this nose and eyes correlated. Here they are both rival parties. A strange dispute arose between them. It's very funny chap, no? A strange dispute between nose and eyes. Both of them claimed their soul right over the spectacles. You see that this nose is telling that only because of me this spectacle is being and for me, and eyes is telling that it is for me. Here the tongue acted like a lawyer. The talented ear sat like the chief baron or balanced the law. He used words, phrases like the point in dispute, argued the case on behalf of your lordship, etc. You see, children, here you know that there are four main characters are there in this poem. They are eyes, nose, tongue, and ear. Here, eyes and nose, in between them, all the quarrel is coming out, and the tongue is being as a lawyer, and the ear is balancing the problem. Now I will read the poem. Let me read the poem, and you have to listen carefully. Let you, if it is possible, you open your textbook and sit with the book and go through the line. I will read the poem. After that, I will give the short explanation of the poem. Between nose and eyes a strange contest arose. The spectacle set them unhappily wrong. The point in dispute was, as all the world knows, to which the said spectacles ought to belong. So Tongue was the lawyer and argued the cause with a great deal of skill and a wig full of learning, while Chief Barden ears hard to balance the law, so firmed for his talent in nicely discerning. In behalf of the nose, in it will quietly appear, and your lordship, he said, will undoubtedly find that the nose has had spectacles always in wear, which amounts to possession time out of mind. Then, holding the spectacles up to the court, your lordship observes they are made with a straddle as wide as the bridge of the nose is, in short, designed to sit close to it just like a saddle. Again, would your lordship a moment suppose 'tis a case that has happened, and maybe again that the visage or countenance had not a nose, pray who would or who could wear spectacle then? On the whole, it appears, and my argument shows with a reasoning the court will never condemn, that the spectacles plainly were made for the nose, and the nose was plainly intended for them. Then, shifting his side as a lawyer knows how, he pleaded again in behalf of the eyes, but what were his arguments few people know, for the court did not think they were equally wise. So his lordship decreed with a grave solemn tongue, decisive and clear, without on if or but, that whenever the nose put his spectacles on by daylight or candlelight, eyes should be shut. Children, this is what the poem. Now let me give the brief summary about the poem. Then you will understand the poem and in what situation the author has written this beautiful poem. The overall poem is presented in the form of a competition between the nose and eyes. You see, here nose and eyes, they both have a very big competition and involves the spectacle as the subject of their competition. Here they are having the competition. In that competition, the subject is about the spectacle. The eyes and the nose both presented their claims upon the pair of spectacles and wanted to affirm to the fact that the pair of spectacles belong to them. The nose is telling that it is the spectacle is belong to me, but eyes is telling that spectacle belong to me. The nose is arguing that without me, spectacle cannot be kept there on your face and you cannot see. And eyes is telling that it is only for me. For me, I am using this spectacle. In this juncture, a lawyer intervened who tried to solve this dispute by explaining who had better claim over the pair of spectacle. Here, Next person is coming, character is coming, it's a tongue as a lawyer, and he's telling that, let me explain that the spectacle is belong to whom, either nose or eyes. The nose had been accustomed to this for a very long time, and it had gone accustomed with the spectacle too. Further, he stayed the pair of spectacles unless if one does not have a nose. You see that? If one person he doesn't have a nose, the spectacle is no more there on his face, because it is not, we will not be able to fix the spectacle on your eyes without nose. On the other hand, the tongue was fertile in supporting the eyes also, hence one should shut off their eyes whenever one wears a pair of spectacle on their nose. Hence, the main idea of the poem is that one should not trust in what the lawyers say and do what lawyers decide, as they are not always true. Here, the tongue, have you listened that how the tongue is telling? You see that this once first he is telling that is for nose, and next he is telling that for eyes, and the fact is not correct as such. How he is telling, the tongue is telling that sometimes is for him. You see that when we come to our real situation and some arguments, lawyers and some other people, without knowing the things, they will say so many things about our arguments, but we should not believe these all things very fast. We have to find out the reason and find a study about the matter, and you have to come to the better conclusion. Understood? That is what the poem, and you must, I hope that you understood the poem. Thank you so much.